Welcome to the live adventure, Mr. Fish. I'm Mr. Fish, keeper of the dead man's Bible, where all the rules of society were thrown, tossed and washed away. I was the man standing on the pavement, riding on a bus, sitting on a train, looking at all you people, thinking, I wonder what it's like to be you. To wake, to work, to eat, to sleep, to dream, to die. Pain became my friend, happiness my slave. Love can't hurt me, money can't buy me, and it's those that hate me that make me. My story is so hot you're going to have to sit in a pool to read it. Bang. Easy on the mic and mind how you go. Easy on the mic and enjoy the show. Bang. Karma. Lies. It's funny being in the game, you know, especially when you're in a game where you always took on the bad guys, you know. As I said in an earlier show, I respected the good guys, took on the bad guys, stuck with the wise guys, stayed away from the fool guys. And sometimes, when you're playing that role, you have to be very careful about what people say to you before you go on the bit of work. So one day we and the boys, we were approached by a group of gentlemen, and they asked us if we could give this guy a slap. And this guy was quite heavy in the game. And what happened was they said this guy was dirt, filth and scum. And this is karma. This is, mate, you know, Guy Ritchie, where are you? So what happened was they approached us and they gave us a page and we were tooled up because he was tooled up, so we needed a piece. And we had a stolen motor. And we're driving around looking for this fella. And we couldn't find this fella. And we're driving all over London and putting ourselves at risk all the time. And so one day I thought, well, I've had enough of this. And I thought, I want to call the middleman. And we called the middleman. And we met him over in Ladbroke Grove. And he stopped in Portobello Road. In the middle of the road. So I got out of our motor and I go over to him. I go, listen, mate. Tell your people, uck off. We'll find this fella because you're putting us at risk every time. Leave it to us. And as I'm saying it, crash, yeah, how's your father? Another car comes behind him, because remember in the middle of the road. And it's my mate, and he says, hello, Fish. How are you? Meet so-and-so. I'm like, that crash. It's the fella. So I go right to the middle man, right, jog on, because we got him. So I turn around, jump in my car, tell the boys, right, we'll follow him. So as we follow him now, we just turn the corner, crash how's your father, out of nowhere. I swear to you, if you don't believe in the spirits, believe them now. Bang! Cop car comes there. So my mate says, shall we go? I said, no, mate, if we go now, it's conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? We're told that, that don't make sense. So I said, pull over. So we pulled over. But I didn't think they'd CRO'd the car. So I said, oh, I'm just going to go to the shop. But when I said, they go, no, they see other. So they put me in the van. But in them days, the van, you might remember, they had two benches. There was no cage. So I'm sitting there, he's sitting there, I'm tall up. And I said, look. So as he's looked, boom, I've gone out through the side door. But his chest caught my t-shirt. So anyway, we're having the roll, we're having the row, crash out as your father. And they've got me in handcuffs, but they haven't felt the peace. So we're in the van and the young copper's going in the van. You knew the car was stolen. You knew the car was stolen. You knew the car was stolen. And I'm like, up the car. And you know what's under here. So anyway, crash on there. So we get to the police station. And they take the handcuffs off. But they haven't searched me properly. And I'm sitting there. So I said, here, mate, to my pal. I said, I better show him what I found. And so Crash, he goes, what's that then? So all the old people, they're all looking at me now in the old charge room, you know what I mean? You're not in here, what's happening here? Like, what's going on here? And so first thing I've had to do was say to the copper, don't jump me. And the reason I had to do that, because I remember the story once where a man went in the police station with a gun, dropped the gun, they'd done him for attempted murder. So I said, don't jump me. Do not jump me 3 times. And so I went like that, and crash how's your father. They've gone, gun. And remember, they ain't got guns in the charge room, yeah. They must think, oh, I'm a cracker than a can. I hate old Bill. I'm going to iron them all out. But I'm not on that bus, as you know. So crash, I'm taking it off, nice and slow. And this young copper, he's looking at me, and he's like, you could see his face. He's just realised, hold on, just had a tear up with this fella. He could have pulled this out. So I give it to this young copper, but he's shaking like that. And he says, is it real? And so I took it off him and I put it on the desk. But his face was like, they never told me there'd be guns. So anyway, put on the desk, and they've all gone mad. But they ain't gone mad at us and the crew. They've gone mad at them. Strip them down, search them, put them in the white suits, get them in the cell, get back to where you found them, search the cup. Because now, all of a sudden, they thought they had free peanuts, and all of a sudden they've got free fucking geezers all talking what's going on here. So anyway, I'm sitting in the cell all there. They've left the doors open so we could speak to each other, but you know. So they send the black policeman down there to me. You know, I suppose I'm black, he's black, keep it in the neighbourhood and that, you know. And he said, hello, mate. I said, hello, mate. He said, you can call me Paul. And I thought, you can call me fuck off. Yeah. So he said, because the gun was a police gun out of their army. It's another story. But he said, are you working for us? Do you want me to make a phone call? And I said, no, but you can ring my mother. So anyway, you know, I was waiting to get charged, and the suits came down. They're all looking around now, like, who is he? Like, they're looking at the team and the crew, and they're trying to work out, do any of them. So anyway, then they sent down the old boy, and that's why I love the old Bill, the fly squad. I forgot his name, but proper old Bill, good old school copper, you know. And he said to me, all right, son, crash how's your father? He said, all right, you got pulled over, you failed to stop. I said, no, we didn't fail to stop, we stopped. Okay, let's get it straight now. Went by the books, we stopped. He said, all right, you stopped. He said, then we pulled out, you got in it, you come to start, and you've pulled out this. He said, can you tell me about it? So I said, yeah, well, Gov, you know how it is. I said, I used to do the doors and security, laser drum, the basement, GAY, everything. I've done a lot, yeah. And I said, crash, what happened once, a couple of people from the base, I kicked them out. I've seen them on the street. Crash, how's your father? They've realised it was me that kicked him out. Come to have a tear. I said, I'm going to hold my hands up, as you know. And I said, he's kicked off. Another fella's come who only knows me from raves. He's jumped out to give me a hand. They've dropped a bag and run off. And I've looked at it and there it is. And I said, I'm carrying it today as Charlie Potatoes. So he looked at me like that. He was brilliant policeman. I put it at me. Anyway, and what about the car? So I said, well, the car, what we always do, we take them, buy them off travellers, and we don't ask questions. And so that keeps us in the clear. So anyway, they said, okay, cool, sweet. So I now get nicked and go to Wandsworth Prison. Now, my mate, who was with the fella that we're supposed to give the slap, they go to my club in Peckham called Laser Drum, and my mate stabs someone to death. But the guy we're supposed to give the slap, he gets the blame. So I'm sitting in Wandsworth now, and then my pal comes up to me in Wandsworth, who's my right-hand man, who's now in charge of security at the club because I've been nicked. And he says to me that the guy who they've got the blame for the murder, who's the guy I've got to give the slap, is his brother's best mate. I'm like that, what? I said, what do you mean your best mate, brother's best mate? How come I've never met him? And he said, because this guy, he brings the rap stars over from America. So I'm like, well, mate, pal, like, is this fella all right? Because we've been told he's a wrong, and then, like, he needs a slap, like, is he okay? And he says, yeah, no, he's pucker, he's bang on. So I've gone, crash. Fuck me, do you want me to tell him that it's on him? And he said, yeah. So, here we go, enjoy the show. That's part one, so mind how you go. Karma. And this is a story you're not going to want to miss. So this is part one. Part two, coming soon. Stay alive. And remember, there's nothing bad that can't be worse. Crash.